Guys, Xtd and welcome to C++ tutorial number 34. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at conversions, so strings to integers and vice versa. We're going to be looking at something that you probably won't understand too much, but you'll understand enough that you'll work out how to use it. But maybe you won't, work out the full background of it, what's going on behind the scenes. I don't either as well, I'll admit to that. I haven't actually studied. What we're going to be using is basically streams, but not really streams. It's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, I haven't covered streams entirely. I just know enough to do this, and it's fairly easy to understand. But anyway, let's get into it really. One library you're going to need is the stream library. Okay, so S and then stream, and that's for something I'll come on to in a second. We're just going to be converting a string into an integer. So yeah, I guess let's get into it really. Just declare a string. I'm going to call it my string, and then you want to input into that string, and I've just output it to show the string representation. Now what we're going to be needing to use from this stream library is Xtd String. Okay, now this is essentially it's a string object, but it's also a stream object, which means it can be used to do input and output operations, and that's what allows it to do the conversion. Because essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a string stream, and we're going to assign to that string stream the value of my string, okay, which will, in this case, it will be an integer, or a double actually, so a floating point value. Then what we're going to do is we're going to declare a double called, in this case, temporary, and we're going to use the string stream variable like, for instance, Xtd sin. You can see here we're using the operator we use, in Xtd sin. And basically what we're doing here is we're saying put the value from my string stream into temp, as if it's a stream, okay? So for those of you who understand it, well done, because it's really not that easy to understand it. It's quite difficult to get your head around. All you really need to know for now is that this is how you do conversions, okay? So to do your own conversion, you just declare the string, input a value into the string, not into the string stream. You want to put that into the string. Then you declare the string stream, and in the constructor, which is when you declare a string stream, you type Xtd string stream, then the name of the string stream, then 2 parentheses, and you can either leave those blank and then input the value into the string stream later, or you can put the value, the value of whatever you want to be inside the string stream in between these parentheses. So in this case I'm doing that, and I'm putting the value of my string into the string stream. Then I'm declaring my double variable, which will be the one which will prove the conversion. And what we're going to do is we're just going to type if my string stream and put it into temp. So doing it this way allows us to check if we were successful in converting the string into the double, okay? And if it was, we output success and then the value of temp. Otherwise we output an error, okay? So let's give this a quick test run. Okay, one thing we're going to do first is test the errors. Of course, anything that won't, that when you do std_sin into an integer wouldn't work. It won't work here because essentially what you're doing is you're using my string stream. Remember last tutorial how we talked about buffers? Essentially my string stream is just sin. Okay, it's std_sin but with something already in the buffer. Okay, and in this case that something is a string inside my string. So imagine this as a filled buffer. We're trying to put the stuff inside the buffer into that temp variable. So anything that wouldn't normally work in that case won't work in this case. So for instance, trying to input a value that's too big for an integer, like this. Oh right, of course it's a double, okay, so it can actually go a lot bigger. But if we change this to an int, for instance, just to demonstrate it, that it doesn't work, and then we try and put it in a massive number, it will say error because that's too big a number for an int. Of course doubles can go to humongous numbers, so no need to worry there too much. But then again, let's try and putting a smaller number, like 546. You can go bigger than that, but I'm just using it as an example. And we get success, and it outputs temp, and there we go, 546. So, really quite easy way of converting strings into integers or doubles or whatever. Quickly, actually, I'm just gonna, because last time I talked about how you can limit input with sin.getLine and stuff, but you have to have character arrays. Let's do an example of, I'm not sure if this will work, I'm just going to test it. But let's try this where we create a character buffer, we say std sin.getLine buffer, so put it into the buffer, and then the maximum number of elements is 49, leaving that space for the trailing terminating character. Then we want to declare another string stream called new ss, I'll just call it, and assign it a value of buffer. Okay, then we want to say int double temp2, and then we'll just do if new ss into temp2 successful, then just output that, else error again. Okay, let's give this a test run. Okay, so first time it's just with the integer, so 1, 2, 3. Right, I see the problem. Yep, sorry, we gotta clear, remember we gotta clear the, let's include limits again. Sorry guys, I don't like to, I normally do all this stuff before I record the tutorial, but a bit of an exception here. So, oops, sin.clear just in case, it's probably not in a fail state, but whatever. Sin.ignore is the one we really need, and that's std numeric limits. Then it is std stream size, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, I hope. It seems to work. Okay, finally. There we go. Okay, now let's give it a test run. Okay, so again, first one, 1, 2, 3. There we go, success. Now let's try it with this one. We're going to input 4, 5, 6. And there we go, success. So it looks like it works with the character arrays. So now you can use character arrays, then you can use getLine to limit the amount of input, and then you can convert that into a double or whatever you want using string streams. Okay. A tutorial on converting strings to integers and integers to strings. By the way, you can. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I highly doubt it wouldn't work, but I'm not going to say you definitely can, but I'm pretty sure you can use this, interchangeably. So you can input an int and change that into a string. I'm guessing. I don't know why you'd need to do that, because ints can be outputted like strings and everything, and they're more advantageous than strings because you can use them in addition and stuff. So I don't know why you want to convert an int into a string, but yeah, whatever. If you have a need for that, then there you go, that's how you do it. Anyways guys, over and out.